Hello, friends. I'm going to just kind of post another one of these short videos that orient you to tonight, Monday, March 30th at 7 p.m. We will do another recorded, what I call TWA. Um, so it's Together While Apart meditations. And we're going to be doing this one, a guided wheel of awareness meditation. So this is my site. It's at soundcloud.com/Taizan Gendo. And so if you go to that directly, you'll be able to click on this at 7. And it's not live, it is recorded, but I think it'll be a really nice meditation because it is on what we did for our practice period on this book, Daniel Siegel's Aware, The Science and Practice of Presence. And in it, I'm going to be guiding you through the basic wheel. And here's what the model was, just to kind of remind you, and for those that maybe are just tuning in for the first time. This is a model in which we have all the things that we know out on the hub of a wheel. It's a model of our consciousness. And then we have a spoke of attention that we can move around on different parts of what the knowns are, or, onto the rims. And in the hub, instead of it being some idea of it being a self, like a solid self, it's just the idea of knowing. So our attention just flows into this idea of knowing. And what we're going to do is try to expand that experience into several different areas of awareness. And so we're going to start with the 5 senses. So you'll see in the recording that I do of the guided meditation, which is it's that one I just showed you. We'll start with the 5 senses, and we'll bring our attention, this spoke, onto each of them as we go along, kind of like you would with a guided meditation, a body scan that we've done so many times, or that you might be familiar with. Then the second quadrant is internal bodily sensations, or what's called interoception. That's something that is a little bit less, well, it's actually a lot less obvious, and is something we oftentimes don't pay attention to. But by putting our attention on it, we can begin to kind of re-embody our bodies, re-embody our existence here, rather than just be up in our minds. And the next one is our mental activities that we'll be going to, and that is our thoughts, our feelings. It's just kind of noticing how they arise, and they can feel strong, or they can feel weak, or they can feel jumbled, and then they kind of dissipate and something else takes its part. And then the last one of the quadrant is interconnection, because we're not just like an inner self, which you might say this being of a hub of awareness. We're also an inter self. We're connected with everything. In fact, there is no being without this interconnection of being in a body that is on the planet Earth and surrounded by air and in an ecosystem, and also on a more personal level surrounded by relationships and interpersonal connections. So this is the wheel of awareness that we're going to be going through. And even if you don't listen to the whole thing, I've been told that my voice is very calming on this one, and it'll be like a lullaby, or like you're sitting next to a river. So hopefully, in these days of terrible stress, it'll be a very nice way of reducing some of that. And the idea of this, if you want to look at the whole idea of it, is that we're going to be building 3 pillars, and that is the ability to do focused attention, to have an open awareness, and then to have kind intention. So, these are the kind of components of a well-integrated and balanced mental state. And this can be one of the great benefits of meditation. So I'm hoping that you will join us tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time, wherever you are in the world, and that we will go from there. I will post the on Facebook as well for those of you on Facebook, but this is something that anybody on Nextdoor and on my website can get to. So, all right, I will see you then.